I didn't see the doctor before the fight. I didn't want to tell anybody that I'm sick, but
Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now.
Officially. All right, man. Let's rewind back to earlier this year, the tournament
yeah.
finals. It was the
hmm
tournament finals, and it was your UFC debut, and
Yeah.
you got the first win for India. Man, there's a lot going on there, right? With that fight, like what was the emotions like? The couple days afterwards. You know what I mean? Because you got to let it all soak in, right?
Yeah, it was so good. Like before the fight, first time I went to Vegas, met Dana White, and all these UFC fighters I've only seen in saw in TV or UFC. So I was meeting them, the champions, the Brandon Moreno, the Sterling, Sean O'Malley, everyone was there, and that I had a physio appointment, and there's like champions and just besides me, and so it felt so good that uh, the dream you have to be a champion, and champions are just sitting and lying down just behind you, beside you. So it felt so good. I was so excited, but the one thing happened that I got fever when I landed in Vegas. So whole fight week I was in fever and I was coughing a lot, and so that was not a good experience. Just it was a road to UFC final, and I was like, I wanted to perform, and I was like, I was in a fever, I had cough. So, but I overcome that, and we won the fight and everything. It was so good, and everything was so good. It was like a experience for a lifetime.
Yeah, especially if you were sick and then you performed and got the finish in the second round. You know what I mean? It shows you
Yeah,
that you could battle through a lot of adversity.
yeah.
But what did you not like about the performance? You got the finish in the second round, but was there anything that you didn't like about it?
Yeah, I was like, no, I haven't thought about it. It's like I was actually backstage also when I was warming up. I can like there's a I didn't see the doctor before the fight. I didn't want to tell anybody that I'm sick, but after the fight, I met the doctor, the UFC doctor, and they said it might be a COVID or something because the symptoms are like that. Yeah, so that's I don't know. It was just cough and fever. I don't know it's true or not, but they're like okay. Then they didn't allow me to come back to India, like after the fight, one day after the fight, they wanted me to stay longer. So my stay was 2 days longer after after the fight. So it was, I don't know what was it, but I had fever. So in my memory, it was like backstage. I was like very nervous because when I was warming up, I was warming up and I was getting tired so much and coughing backstage. So it was like that. So, but yeah, it is what it. That's the only memory I have. Like I was sick and I went to the fight. I was like, I have to finish him in the first round, and then in second round, I was like, I have to finish him the second round. I don't want to, I don't want to fell down just in the middle of the fight that I'm sick. So that's the only memory I have. But yeah, there's obviously there's so many things to improve. I'm still improving. I want to be a world champion, and there's only one way to go there. Just skill wise, you have to be uh, at the top. Cardio wise, you have to be at the top. Strength wise, you have to be top. So I'm still working. I know I'm not there, but it's like every day I'm getting better, and I'll be like I'm like, oh, if I'm every day I'm getting better, I'll be there one day.
Oh, for sure, man. You're on your way, and that fight you dominated on the ground with your grappling,
Mm.
and I saw that some people are calling you Indian Habib.
But that's because Khabib is one of my favorite fighters. I watched him a lot. I copied some of his takedowns and some of his moves. So that's honor to me. You know, a fighter like this, and this they saying Indian Khabib, that's huge for me. I have nothing but respect for Khabib and the whole team. Their stories are legendary. You know, the Khabib when Khabib become the world champion, and you know his father made him a world champion, and then he is helping Islam to be a world champion. Not just Islam, but you know his all his team, all his brothers. So and everybody is champion. Usman, I think Usman is the champion in Bellator. Yeah, so that's legendary. He's a legend. So his his story is so inspiring.
Oh, without a doubt, he's a
Mm.
extremely, he's a high level role model for anybody. And I
Exactly.
saw the video of you returning back to, I think it was after your fight where you returned back to India. And
Yeah.
how was it celebrating with your family and your friends and the people around you? I saw you waving the flag too. That looked
Yeah.
emotional to me, honestly.
Yeah, people loves me. People love me so much. I don't know. You know, I think I'm so grateful. You know, MMA like is not that big in India. Still, people are getting to know about UFC and MMA and everything. Still, in every Indian, I think in Indians are very patriotic. Like if you are representing us, if you are representing India, and you know the 1.4 billion people anywhere in the world, internationally, they will support you. Obviously, there's like cricket in India, which is like huge and everything, but Indians are like that. If they're getting to know about you, that you are representing us in front of the world, they will support you, cheer for you, and love you. So I'm so grateful, and you know, I think that's what I deserve. Like I'm the first Indian in the UFC. I worked so hard for it, and you know, I'm representing my country full. There's nothing in my mind right now. I'm just in. This is what my legacy would be. First Indian in the UFC who worked very hard for his country and put his country in the MMA map in the UFC. So that's what I want, and I want that support. I want that, and I'm getting it, and I love that.
Yeah, your social media exploded right
Oh my
afterwards.
god. It's like just fight posted after the fight, and I don't know. It's still growing, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, I need to post something. Still, I'm not
yeah.
posting. It's just the love
Well,
of people.
hey, I'm happy for you, man. Like you
Yeah.
said, you grinded for a long time and took every opportunity that was presented to you, and you won every fight, and now you're in
Yeah.
this position. That fight was in February. How
Yeah.
long before you headed back to Bali to start training again?
So I came back Bali May again. I was like February was the fight. March, April I was in India training in India. Then came back to Bali. May and June I was in Bali. Then July again I went back to India. I had a few things to do, and then but I was still training. So July I trained in India, and then again August, September, and you know August 10th I think I came back here, and yeah, it's been 2 months, almost 2 months. Yeah, yeah. Abu Dhabi. Yeah, that's a yeah, Mike Breeden. That's everything. Everything was so good. I wanted to fight in. It was like after the February fight, I was like, I'm gonna fight one more time, maybe June or July, and then I'm gonna fight in October card. So we didn't get any fight before that, but you know, October Abu Dhabi card is a big card, and I'm so happy.
Yeah, I was surprised that you weren't on the Singapore card.
Yeah, yeah. So it could be a Singapore card, but
Mhm.
when we have the option between Singapore and Abu
Yeah,
Dhabi, and I was like,
yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah. I understand. I understand. I
Let's
know
go
what
Abu
you
Dhabi. Yeah,
exactly. I would pick Abu Dhabi, big pay per view
yeah,
show. Yeah, of course.
yeah.
And Mike Breeden, your opponent. You know what I mean? Like, what do you
Mm.
think of him and the fighting style that he has?
He's like, oh, one of his fight in Contender Series. It's. I think it's my one of my favorite fight. I was studying him, but I was like, I was studying it less, and I was enjoying it so much. It was he's actually a very very tough and good fighter. He's all around, like his game is he's good in grappling, good in striking and everything. But I think he's not my level. I'm way better than him everywhere, striking wise, grappling wise, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, everything. So it's a good matchup, but I'm gonna take it. It's easy fight for me.
He, he has 3 losses in a row, and this is his 4th fight in the UFC. It's a lot of pressure on him, right? Do you feel like there probably is more pressure on him than you?
I can't say about him. I don't know him. I don't know about his mindset and everything. But he's gonna come. Like, see, I know this thing. UFC is like cream of the cream. Like 1% of fighters from the world. Like 1% MMA fighters fights in UFC. So it's cream of the creams. Nobody is bad in UFC. No, if you're even if you're losing, and doesn't matter. Everybody is very very high level in UFC. So I'm not underestimating him. Definitely not. But yeah, he's gonna come for his pride and everything. Is gonna come 100%. I'm expecting his 100%. So that's why I'm work training very hard and preparing for the fight very hard.
Soma Fight Club, one of the major gyms out in Bali.
Yeah,
Who have
yeah.
you been working with? Who has been helping you prepare for Mike Breeden?
The whole team. I've two striking coaches, two grappling coaches, and everything. I've like there's one guy whose name is Yasubi. Yasubi is like he fought in Russia a lot, and he's a big name in Russia, so he's helping a lot in grappling.
Yusubi Emamoto?
Yeah, I'm a motor. So yeah,
Oh, he's okay. He's helping you out. Is
yeah,
he a
he's
coach down there
helping.
now?
Yeah, he'll be in my corner. He's like
Okay.
he's helping me a lot. And there's a guy named Mark the Shark. Like he's the Pettis team. He's from the Pettis team, the Pettis brothers. So he's like all American, 3-time All American. So he's helping me in wrestling. And Soma is a striking gym. So there's so many coaches. Coach Mike is there. So I'm like I'm my team is very very strong, and I'm very confident. I think so. Sometimes it's like so much knowledge in one day. It's like I can't handle this much of a knowledge. Give me a break. So yeah, they're very intelligent, high level coaches, and I'm very grateful to surrounded by these coaches.
Yeah, 8 months is a long time to work on things before even getting into a training camp. Was there anything
Yeah.
that you wanted to tighten up, like maybe in your striking or your grappling?
uh, yes, I'm working in everything. Like just last 2 months, I'm working for Mike Breeden. But before that, I was working on my wrestling, jiu-jitsu. So actually I was working more on my jiu-jitsu and wrestling. But yeah, now I'm preparing for Mike Breeden.
Yeah, it's an exciting matchup, like you said. Mike Breeden, he's a guy that will come forward and fight you.
Yeah,
I mean, if he needs
yeah.
to, and you want that, right? You don't want no one running away.
I am that. Like I want to win and everything. That's me. But I'm representing India. I'm the only one who is representing India in UFC. I want to entertain my people. If I'm saying please tune in and see my fight. It's very exciting. UFC is the most exciting sport in the world, and I fight boring. That's not good enough. So I'm gonna go there, and I have the responsibility. I have to entertain my people. I'm gonna win. I'll win, but I'll win and entertain my people.
Yeah, it's a big stage for you. You know what I mean, to have your second
Mm.
fight. Does it feel like your second fight in the UFC?
Yeah, people say it's your UFC debut, UFC debut. I don't feel the pressure
No.
of UFC debut. Actually, last time the pressure was there that it's a UFC card. And, it's I was in the prelims. Actually, I was the main event of the prelims. So I was like, oh, that time the pressure was there, but this time I was like, no, I've seen how UFC works, like the UFC event. So there's no pressure. Actually, there's no pressure. Trust me. I'm gonna go. I'm very excited. See, Abu Dhabi. For last year, same Makachev versus Islam versus Charles Oliveira. I saw that fight. It was my first time I was watching UFC event live. So and I was back there like the up there. I was like that's in my bucket list. Now I want to fight
Wow.
and see after 1 year. Then after that day, I won the semi-final, road to UFC semi-final, the same stage, but the crowd is not there. I was like, I'm gonna one day I'm gonna fight there in front of the whole crowd and everything. So that's that was one of my dream. So it's gonna touch with it's we are almost there.
It's wild how like 1 year you're at
Yeah,
the nosebleeds way in the back watching the
yeah.
UFC, and then the next year you're in the cage fighting
That's
for the
crazy, no?
UFC. It is,
Like
right?
dream big.
Yeah, man. You know, it's inspirational, like you said, man. Like you got a lot of people following you now, and you kind of have a responsibility of like living up to, what you
Yeah,
say, dream big, and you're
yeah,
doing it. You know what I mean? Like you're doing it every single time.
yeah.
Now, last thing, what's your prediction for the rematch?
With who? Achha,
Islam
okay,
and
the
Makachev.
Islam versus Marcus. Okay, I was too busy thinking about my fight. I haven't thought about. I'm like, okay. So first fight, I was so confident that Islam gonna win, but this time I'm actually very confused. Like, I think it's gonna be a very very good fight, but Islam will take it. It would not be a one-sided match this time. It's gonna go at least 4 rounds, and I think it's gonna be a war. And but Islam will take it. He's I
Wow.
think he's better skill-wise. He's a better fighter.
There you go. October 21st, UFC 294, Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
Answer is back in action, represent
Mhm.
India. Hey man, I love to see it, man. And you're always in a happy mood when we talk. It's great to
Yeah.
speak again, and man, all the best to you.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to talk to you again. And let's talk again after the fight with a happy mood.
Definitely, definitely.